Hi, and welcome back to my next stream. I'm Chaos to the power of 10, and we will continue with Roadwarden, or rather we will... Since my PC turned off last week, or rather all of the electricity turned off, we will have to replay some stuff. Around an hour, I guess. So... I will play it as if I'm playing it the first time. I do not want to redo all of them, you know? I do not want to do the fight again. If I get the chance to redo it, I will not do this fight with the cat monster. So maybe some stuff will be different, but some stuff will also be normal. Hi Carol, hi. You think you are already squished? I mean, 21 weighted blankets? Yeah, that's that's heavy. How is you? The road takes you to the edge of the wood. A few trees have found lucky scraps of soil towering above the water, while others, shorter and not as lush, have roots sunk in the pond. Some of the plants were felled with tools, so the root itself isn't so dark, while the few sunbeams getting through the weaker branches on your left are surrounded by darkness and swarms of insects. Help! The sudden cry, as well as a scream of pain, reaches you from between the trees. A woman or a child. I think about my goal, wait here apocalypse, someone needs help. I think that was the first thing that we did. I dismount and grab my axe. I try to spot anyone. It may be a trap, and even if it's not, I can't help them. Okay, last time we went in and we learned that the tiger monster has a bird friend that can talk. So we will not go in there this time. Hi Luna, hi. It destroyed my full armor. Okay? I do not want to do that again. It's a lot of money to repair this. The average rated blanket is around 50 lbs or 8 kilos. That's 142 kilos. That's a muscular grown-up that is lying on you. Hi Luna, hi. How's you? Let me give you the shout out. I believe Hogness is still at work. Yeah. I'm doing okay. I had a horrible migraine last night that spilled over into today, so I didn't go to school. Today has been spent relaxing, and now I'm making dinner. What is for dinner? And I am happy that you are better. Oh, I hope you are better. You do not say that you did got better. Can I spot anyone? Okay, cool. Amongst green and red leaves, you don't see any unusual colors. Come to think of it, there's but a few creatures inside. Other than the flies and mosquitoes. The dark-winged birds are quiet. The sparse toads let out sporadic, tense croaks. It may be a trap. I can't help them. I do not want to help them. There's no person in there. I'm feeling a lot better than I was. Dinner's going to be chili cheese fries. Ooh. Oh. I have bought fresh potatoes. And lately I cut them just in, like... I just cut them, you know, in like... how do you call it? Kinda like a penny. Not into like cubes or anything, not in like fry shape, just straight through, over and over again. And then I bake them. Kinda like chips, but thicker. Ooh, it's good. And I have cheese, so I do not have chili. Oh. Just into rounds? Yeah. I wanted to say donuts, but a donut has a hole in the middle. Apocalypse seemed to agree with your decision. It entered a trot, leading you further up east. A minute passes, but you still hear the constant shouts, as if someone's getting whipped to their very bone. Dying here won't be helpful to anyone. Goodbye. Okay, I can remember that there's a guy here. Let's go to that guy. I'm making homemade chili, and we have Gouda for cheese. Yum. You ride along shallow waters on one side and flooded trees on the other. You reach what seems like the end of the road. The turn south is already overgrown, most likely abandoned after it was devoured by the bog. But as you look north, you see a wide clearing that, with time, has become a meadow, and a lonely hut at the end of often traveled path. At first you ride down slightly, following the twisted trail. There's plenty of puddles around, as well as brown, grey and purple grasses, but all of them are too short for any lurking predators, and the few foxes you see far away don't pay you any attention. You pass by the fresh tracks of heavy, hoofed beasts, but spot a wild game in sight. No game. Sad. Your ears can't free themselves from the birds, rodents and dragonflies. You need to ride carefully. If Apocalypse legs sink into the mud, it may get broken. I also didn't want to have hand cut all of the potatoes, so I used the chopper. Oh, one of these like boxes where then the chopping thing is on top and then you make thump. The farther north you ride, the shorter the grasses gets. These fast-paved fields, broader than 2 or 3 village places side by side, are many years old. The turf bricks surrounding the solitary hut are still fresh, dying in the late summer light. The scent of this area is like that of no bog you have ever encountered. Instead of a sublime aroma of healthy soil, it's intense, sulphury, leaving an almost sour taste on your tongue. The short scarp is dripped with water, like a running saw of the earth, carved with spade and muscle. The house, made of birch wood, dried turf, and a blanket of soil, is a structure you are not too familiar with, but you imagine its interiors are much smaller than they appear to be. The walls are a few feet thick to keep in the warmth, and such roofs tend to get soggy until they collapse after a decade or so. The only soul in sight is sitting on the bench, shuffling his mouth with a fistful of green leaves that he takes out of a small basket placed on his knees. I introduce myself and for now stay in the cell. Yeah, I put the potato in, slam it shut, and boom, fries. Still chewing, he mutters something in response, then shakes his hairy head, swallows and puts the basket away. He stands up and takes a single step forward, approaching the edge of the scarp. His arms are entangled by green creepers, longer than he is tall. They rub against the ground after each step, and judging by the way they occasionally twitch, they are very much alive, even though you can't see where they originate from. Chaos the Roadwarden, he repeats, this time clearly. He moves his sealed lips left and right as if he's tasting your name, still not sure if he should swallow it or spit it out. Your face is familiar, bar not this. He points at your mount, staring at it for a good minute. His voice is quiet and young, not older than 30. If you were standing next to each other, he would be almost a head shorter than you, but for now he towered over you. He has sunken cheeks. What? No. If you were standing next to each other, okay, he would be almost a head shorter than you, but for now, because he's up here. Okay, I was really confused because we are on a horse. How is he towering over us, meanwhile being smaller than us? Hey Chaos, hi Hotness. Thank you for a second. Here's your Nuggie. He has sunken cheeks and sloped shoulders, and while his grey woolen robe was never pretty, it's not close to being a rag, and his sandals reveal long toenails. I observe him more closely. His eyes are as brown and dark as the grasses of this very bog. His left earring is made of a tusk and a feather, while the right one is an hourglass made of silver, though a broken ring makes it at all times tilted under its own weight. The leather strip on his wrists and ankles hold beads, pieces of amber, old game dice, and tiny skulls of birds and critters. Even more cords are hanging from his neck, some of them so long they reach his stomach. They carry countless amulets, some of them torn, dried, shabby, or fragmented, and you spot among them small boxes made of wood and bone, as well as leather pouches, which hide even more secrets. Were you here before? Maybe I dreamt you in my sleep. His voice and look are absent. If so, I'm Cyrus, the turf warden. Huh? Sorry, I yawned. Is warding turf difficult? I will not necessarily read everything, okay? Or ask everything. Or rather, I will ask everything but not read everything. Because we did this already last time. So, if you want to see this part or the information that goes with it, you can look at my words. Or later at my YouTube. Today is a lot. Why is it a lot for you? Yep, he looks at you in silence and yawns loudly. His teeth are yellow but doesn't seem to be neglected, at least from this far. 'Tis hard for 'tis boring like a toad's song. Sighs. You're off the main road, stranger. What for? Do you live here all by yourself? Yep, warlocking, peddling, guarding turf. My tribe dug out what they can this summer. I just keep dragons away from squashing the bricks. Your eyes turn west, following the man's raised finger, and you indeed notice the distant trail of massive three-fingered footprints, now turned into small puddles. They are as long as your torso, with pointed claws, one of which appears to be broken at its tip. I'm gonna have to work overtime. Oh no. Well, do you get extra money? 50 streams. Yay. Thank you, Hogness. Extra money. And I mean, today is just repeat, I guess. So, you can look. White marshes? Both the opposite and quite so. You took the left turn away from the village. You would reach it anyway. The path sealed and I keep it that way. So the white marshes must be here down, I guess. McQueen pets keep the troublemakers away, but I can't make an exception for a warden, one willing to prove they bring gifts, not trouble. Give me enough for a day or so and I will bend the vines for a day or so. So he wants food for us to be able to go this way. How about the wild beasts? 'Tis them who avoids this place. They are afraid of spears, my plants and poisons. They are stronger than mussels. But still, I'm not much of a wanderer. You were trained with the druids? So, in this part, he tells us, oh yeah, the druids trained me, but he doesn't really believe in what they tell him. It wasn't like fast enough for him. And then he left them, he snuck away, but also he lost his belongings, like his magic staff. And he wants us to go back to get the old wand and then come back and give it to him, and then we get something. What do we get paid with? Oh yeah, healing potions. He's making healing potions. I can remember that far. Okay. Thank you, Hogness. So, we got a quest where we have to go from here, back here, talk to the druids and go back. I wonder, I haven't really looked into what we did the hour before the PC, or rather my electric crashed. So, The leafless plants resemble tree roots rather than creepers, even though they are dark green and sway from side to side slightly. Apocalypse stopped without a comment, unwilling to approach the nightmarish gate. There's no other path inside. I approach the creepers with my drawn axe. I pick up some branches and throw them at the creeper. I'll throw them. You step among the muds and grasses, but some desperate creatures scraped his land clean of any wood they could eat. It takes you a few moments before you find any that doesn't fall apart under your touch. Once it hits the creepers, they bend backwards swiftly, then try to reach you with a loud swish, getting a bit longer as they repeat this attempt a few times. You tell your mount to step away, but the plants don't chase after you. Examine the water. The dirty ponds are hard to see through. It takes a few minutes before you find a stick long enough to poke the water and reach its bottom. Even at the very bank, the water is as deep as your palfrey is tall, and it's quite possible that none of your conveniently spread paths appeared here on their own. Also, that none of these conveniently spread paths appear here. Okay. Could it be that these locals carried much of this soil by themselves, connecting the deeper bogs with the other parts of the peninsula? Before you have time to dwell on it, you jump back, dodging the strike of a green saurian. You run away so quickly that it gives up its pursuing. Okay, we cannot go through this. We still need to go back, though, to get shelter. Hi. Cyrus has a message for you. I know where the things you seek are, and need just the want. I'm either willing to give them back, but you want something in return? I won't ask something. I'm under no obligation to return the possessions of a runaway, but I'm need too blind to spot the value of a kind gesture. I want you to return it. That's all. Okay. Her eyes grow slightly shinier. Then I want you to protect my friend on their walk through the brighter woods. Tis near as dangerous as it sounds, for our garden is in good health, but cautiousness will wound us. You may even learn a bit. When do we start? Doesn't have to be right away. Once you're ready and of strong shell, head to the guards at the northern gates. Tell them you are looking for work, like a vagabond would do on any day. You will warn them you're coming, but do so in the early morning hours before noon. Okay, and these ones I do not really care about. Okay, wait. 2? I could bath and dinner. I do not really need it though. I could buy another food ration so that we can go through the bog. Right? Could I bring him the fish that I get? The fish is free. I wonder if I can do that. Where's my inventory? I could try. Let's sleep. I don't need health. I don't need magic either. Should we? But my money. And I do not really need anything of these. Besides the water. I still don't understand why we cannot wash ourselves here, okay? There's a stream right through the city. Hardly any light reaches the ground through the clouded sky. The deep night, as some people call it, so dark that you can't see the fingertips of your extended hand. You try to look outside, but to no avail. Even the predators will spend the next few hours hidden, unsure what surrounds their shelter and hideouts. Not all of them, though. You hear cheerful howling coming from the heart of the forest. A hunt queen, or maybe a hunt lord, has already captured its next meal. I should feel safe in such a well-guarded village, but just in case I crawl to the window and make sure it's closed. Okay. The warden's about to examine some weird trails. Okay, and to avoid drawing too much attention. Okay, what if somebody asks questions? Gossip, lie. Okay. Okay. Have fun? What are we doing exactly? Looking at bad grass. Once we get there, maybe it is nothing. Okay. It takes him a good few breaths to respond. I did need join Elpis. I was inspired by her father. He left, she remains, and her knowledge is undeniable. He takes longer strides. Oh. From your left comes a weak burble. Through the leaves of bushes you see the gap of vegetation marking the bed of Howler's Creek. You look downstream. Weirdly enough, you are not that far away from the walls of the village. We are here. Then you see it too, a 5-step right path of herbs that are all dried out despite growing in shadow and wet soil. Not just them, the grass too, and the weeds, and the moss. Even the pear tree above is drying, but unevenly so. Only the branches closest to the yellowish patch are withering, with the leaves sprinkling over the area days too early. Why hide it from the others? Yeah, Thais does not need another doubt in her dagger set. Before we raise the alarm, we need to make sure we have got a reason to worry. It is going to take some time. Keep watch. I can help you to figure out if it is magic. You give him the wooden sphere and explain their purpose, and he accepts your ritual with gratitude. The sooner we are done here, the better. Put them both inside and around the patch so they can lead me. If he's pneuma in here, that is. You stop singing a woman to the east. I can remember that somewhere here the game suddenly, well, not the game crashed, my electricity crashed, but you know. He didn't notice the voice, but after you clear your throat, he realizes what's happening. He waves at nothing in particular, as if to make an invisible fly go away. I need more time, stall them. The song tells of a cheerful couple dancing on the edge of a cliff, closer and closer to their fall. I nod. If they come here, I will meet with them. She's not hiding her presence, crooning even after she noticed you. Though a surprise pause occurred first. She sends you a smile, and you're sure the two of you had exchanged a glance or two during your stay back in the village. Her appearance may not be too memorable, humble height and stature, at least for the standard of her tribe, brown, simple tied hair, gambeson in the color of natural linen, an axe by her side, but what draws your attention is the tiny green and creamish monkey clinging to her arm. Every now and then moving from one shoulder to another, or even sitting on the top of her head. It looks around curiously and occasionally lets out a screech, as if noticing something worth acknowledging. You are also greeted with one of them screams. These screams. It has brown eyes, just like its owner. The woman comes closer, so you walk a bit down the trail, away from the withered patch. You meet by a large boulder next to the pile of gathered twigs. Foraging? Yep, almost done with work for today. I was hoping to pick some strawberries for this fellow here, but they were all gone. She gasped in protest as the monkey pulls her hair, and it lets her be. So I'm a bit away from my spot. And what's the Roadwarden doing in our garden? And I believe this is where we stopped. I'm seeking new paths. Was wondering if there's a convenient fort around here. I'm collecting herbs. I'm examining some dark rumors. I can tell you more than that. There were reports of a weird animal trail. I decided to look around. I asked to help someone. That's all I can say. Do I have to lie? So, why would there be a fort around? You know, there is a whole city over here. Why would there be a fort? So I'm guessing this one is a bad lie. Collecting herbs normally, wouldn't you have like a basket with you if you're collecting something? Not necessarily, of course, but maybe also not the most convincing lie. Especially since we cannot show any herbs to her at the moment. I'm examining some dark rumors. That would make her more... I just turned my handy off. Everything is listening these days, and I hate it. Dark rumors that would make her not suspicious. Thank you. But maybe worried. That would be bad. We do not want her to be worried. That's why I am supposed to lead people away. This is not a lie. I can lie what I'm helping with. I was asked to help someone, that's all I can say. Help? She tried to tilt her head to look behind you. Me with collecting eggs and plums, I bet, but unless you have got the mayor's permission, you should forage around our garden. We put great care into observing its peace. An awkward silence punctuated by the monkey rubbing its guardian's head. She shrugs and takes a step forward. You think about any topic of conversation you could bring up here. I'm pretending I'm interested in learning more about her. By the way, I have heard there was some weird incident in the village. Something about a broken wheel? You do need know? The way she raised her chin may suggest surprise, but her tone betrays her eagerness to fill you in. It's just a simple anecdote fitting the slow life of a village on the edges of the province. The head sheep breeder was taking their bucket and bottles of milk deeper into the village, like he often does. But this time he also packed in all the sewing supplies, some of them days old, to save time. He lost control over the cart after one of the wheels hit a rock, and everything spilled on the ground. She got into many colorful details of white puddles, dirty shoes, and curious yet disgusted crows. At first you struggle to see what's so sensational about this tale, but then you realize the possible value of the lost supplies, especially if the milk were to be turned into cheese. For the local, it's a meaningful, if humorous, loss shared by all of them. I've spent quite a bit of time working with the neighbors, some hard-working people. Thanks to the tiresome tasks, you manage to memorize a few guards and workers, and use this insight to portray the villagers flatteringly. She takes great pride in that fact that you acknowledge their effort and allows herself to add some rather boring details of their plans for the future, all of which seem to be tied to collecting and gathering more supplies, tools and opportunities, maybe even broadening the wall for the next generation. You struggle to see how the druids fit into these ambitions. In most villages, they would oppose such invasive plans. There's quite a few kids in Howlers. A joyful bunch. Oh God heavens. I was like, how many do I need? The monkey jumps onto the ground and starts to run around the two of you, until its guardian addresses it with a few kind words and promises the berries are coming. She then looks towards the sun and smiles at you. Lovely to chat with you, but I have got stuff to do. Finding his treats is just the start. She crouches, allowing the monkey to climb up her sleeve, and steps away. Have a nice day. I'm trying my best. She waves at you and heads down the path. South. That wasn't too bad. You wait for her to disappear behind a thicket, then return to the druid. He raises his head, briefly looking you in the eyes before returning to his investigation. Nice job. Did you find any answer? The whole garden patch is now in chaos. Throughout... Please don't put it into... I don't want it. Thoroughly dug through. Aye, your spell helped. He gives you the wooden sphere. They are warm but not burning. Something's in there. Could be an undead casting curses in its twisted spasm. I need to bring this news back to the village. Will you need my help? Nay. He looks at his hand covered in soil and towards the creek, separated from you by impenetrable shrubs. He decided to use his rope as a towel. A huge waste of time. Thighs need to hear about it. Nay other way. So everyone goes to know, but 'tis better than death. Ever yours. You could swear this was a friendly twist hidden in his voice. As for my reward... A moment. He reached under the edge of his ropes and pulls out a small bundle from a linen sack. Your gift. A gift? A frown. Why do you think the warlock wants this trash? Elpis says it must be a gift for his parents. Does he never mentioned his parents. There's bad blood between them. Even more so ever since he ditched the necromancer's teaching. He utters the word with disgust. Or did you think he had a real wand with him as a boy? He doesn't wait for a reply. Let's part ways. Wait, what? What's this trash? Elpis says it must be a gift for his parents. Bad blood between them. He utters the word with disgust. Or did you think he had a real wand with him as a boy? Huh? Let's part ways. Do nie mention this trip to anyone. Nie either the druids. Let's nie spread fear, while we can. Okay, farewell. Aye, good work here. With all the talking and such, he nods to you and puts on his hood again, then picks a shorter path. I stick to the more obscure path, avoiding curious eyes. I'm confused. Ooh, 3! I could be hurt by, I guess, but 3 is a lot. I'm stinky again. Yes. Wait. How much time do I still have? 8 hours. Okay, cool. So let's go here first. I cannot remember. Did we already visit the Elder? Well, we can. Just in case we can go there again. I don't know if the Elder was before or after the cat monster. Go to the well and wash yourself. Hey, 2 stars. Hey. Thank you. Then we enter the inn, and the innkeeper has... Yes! And we got food. Yes! Do you have wares? I have 5 money. I'm fine, thank you. Do you have any... Do I have anything you would like to buy? I don't need those, nor could I sell them to anyone, okay? Okay, then travel further, or rather back. Let's go to the ruins. Ah, the door is already open, okay. Let's see if the fish trap had any luck. It's still empty. Meh. I still cannot wash myself in the river. Oh, okay. River. Okay. You, elder guy. Short question. Was I already here and asked you how to help? Ah, Cyrus. You were Cyrus' teacher, right? With a loud sigh, he looks away. He is still around? Glad to hear that. His voice carries pain, but as he carries on, you catch a hint of shame. He carries me many good tales of our shared time, I expect. He valued your guidance to this day. Yeah, sure. He will not believe that. He claims your tribe was forcing him to follow pagans' teachings, but at least you were a good teacher. His shoulder dropped. I was there to protect him, and my neighbors treated him poorly. One night, he just left, all by himself. Yet he reaches home, despite the threat of the box. His pneuma carries great potential, though from what I have heard, his soul is still maturing. His eyes look even brighter than usual, but his voice grows stronger. If you plan to see him again, tell him I'm sorry. Me just for my daughter, or for that violent day. I'm sorry I failed him. Okay. I'm looking for a job. I believe your goodwill, and I'm in need for your help. He gestures for you to follow him to the pond. 'Tis near a dangerous task, but one that I can complete by myself, and my spells are near enough to ask animals to fetch for me. He speaks very slowly. At the northern coast, you will find Gale Rocks. Okay, we have not seen it yet. Gale Rocks, yes. A village of fishers. One of them is in my debt, and I want you to collect what's mine. You want to ask him about this debt, but he doesn't look at you. He points at a shiny large fish with orange and golden scales that's swimming just nearby. This gorgeous creature is an empress carp, one of the few animals that thrive both in the seas and the lakes. I wait for him to look at me. Okay, back for a little bit, then last patient. Yay, last patients. Ow! Why do I get bonked? What have I done? You don't know where the man found the large worm that he now drops in the water, feeding his pet. Go to that place and find Fortius. He's a young father, an ocean folk with scars on his neck, which he will knee-hide. Ask for a male empress carp, but beware, I need it alive so it can mate with the one I have. He stands up and approaches you. I do knee sleep on dragon bones, but there's pneuma in my blood. I will use some of it to heal your wounds, though knee more than once. That's fair. Traveling with a live fish isn't going to be easy. I can't promise I will do it right away. Do not worry, as long as it arrives here before fall, and alive, it is going to be a huge help for us. Okay. Can I enter the tavern? Nope, okay. Is there something Cyrus could do to reunite with his parents? Nay, and near should he. He looks into your eyes, challenging so. He's done near a thing wrong, and was rejected near for his faults, but for what's beyond his control. His desire is that of a sick, lonely soul. The strength in his voice starts to dwindle, but nay, one can pluck it out with words alone. In his heart, he's sitting at the one branch that connects him to his ancestors, but the truth is he's been tossed aside. What he needs are new roots, and to let go of his longing. Oh. By the way, I'm officially into overtime territory. Yay? Get that extra money or the extra free time, I guess. A long pause as he looks at the spring, unable to hear its constant humming. Eva, if you were to say it to him, he wouldn't listen, but once he seems lost, tell him I'm ready to hear him out. Like in the old days. Okay. I helped another druid find cursed soil in Howler's forest garden. Your tale takes less effort than you expected it would, since the elder seems to be well aware of the spot. A shameful deserved trouble. 'Tis the tome of a nightmarish object, but it does belong to a human shell. The gathering is more than capable of handling it, though we can only hope they will be eager to find a lesson in this endeavor. Can I have it and give it to the tree for the seed or something to then heal the city? I get both extra money and free time. Hell yeah! So what I just said is okay. Nope, I do not want to travel. So what I just told you is here, old Pagos has plague. And we asked the druids, they couldn't help us. We asked the elder cave. And he said, yeah, if you give the beholder, the tree over here, enough magic. Either through like magical items or through your magical blood, or any magical blood, I guess. He will then spawn a seed or a fruit, depends. Cannot quite remember. And then I can take it and bring it to old Pagos to then heal them. So we are now searching for everything magical. I do have a wand. Is a wand magical? Also, the thing underneath the earth. Can I have that? Where's the wand? The odds and ends that are meant to be offered to an old couple in white marshes. Wait, the white marsh? How much time do I still have left? 4 hours. Oh, it's fine. Beholder? Yeah. Yep. I guess I do. Well, I could offer some blood. I do not know what that will do. If it will remove vitality or just Pneuma. Back to Holer's doesn. We gossip for a bit. The stable master shows up soon. Nope, I will not give you my money. I will do it myself. So let's see if the trader has anything. Okay, he doesn't want anything from me. Can I have something from you? No, you are expensive. Sounds like IRL at the moment. Okay, let's just sleep, I guess. I do not want to pay them. Just sleep. Oh, now no nighttime stuff? Interesting. For 2? Sure. Even more stinky. I always get stinky when I'm playing this. But it's nice to get the money, slowly. Oh, I cannot... Oh yeah, okay. Oh, I can get fish up here too. Let's go to Pete Fields then. Hi, I have your stuff. Do you have anything to sell? He eagerly smiles and steps away, reaching to the doorknob with his right creeper. Odds and ends. Want to buy a hook? Venturers love those, and I have got it for cheap. He doesn't give you time to respond. On most days I brew a mix of stuff with poisons and medicine. If one's desperate enough to cross a box for it, I've one that withered plants, and other that kills worms and bugs, and one that keeps flies away for better health. Oh. A bone hook. Should we buy a hook? Meant to be used as a grappling hook. Why would we need that? I mean, sure. Why not? I have the feeling if we can have this one, we could just remove the plants without needing to give him food all the time. I bring a message from your old teacher. He listens to it without a word, then reaches for one of his bracelets, playing with the wooden beads. He grunts a few times and his eyes grow absent. He was happy when I got there. You know, I'm not a loafer, was ready to learn all their ways. Back then, Priest Orentius saw any spells coming from pagans as disgusting in White's eyes. His tone swings between mocking and begrudging. I didn't let go, and the others outvoted him. Those very, very different days. And I brought you your prized possessions. He grabs the package and unwraps it rapidly. With a sigh of the broken twig, he lets out a sigh, but finds some comfort in stroking the buckle and even smiling at the rotten doll, holding it with a creeper. He takes a whiff of his old tunic, but then throws it away into the mud. The silence lingered. I have the feeling maybe the potion could help me. Maybe with the tree? Maybe. Coins or potion? Let's get the potion. Very much so. He enters the hut, searching through a pile of clay bottles. Some of them land on the floor and brings you one that's especially small. Just judging by the seal, it may be seasons old. Cheers for wardening this stuff for me. Just doing my job. Okay. That's that. How much time? 7 hours. I want to see if I can give the thing to the beholder. Yeah, small healing potion. You put the bottle on the altar and after a couple of breaths it starts to shake. Maybe you should pour out its content? Yes? The potion covers the altar, filling the air with the sweet smell of exotic herbs. The liquid sinks into the table before it gets to the edges. The tree greets your offerings with the sound of moving, stretching branches. So he grew, I guess? Can I pneuma? You don't know a spell that could transfer. Oh yeah, that was that part. You could strike the altar with a major part of the pneuma that left it in you. Your shell won't be impacted in the process. Also, this power is usually a bit dangerous towards its target. I do not want to accidentally kill the tree. Adds in 5 minutes. Go to the well, I wash my shell. Enter the inn, I get my food, I hope. Any leftovers? Nee, not today. Meh. Evil. How much time? 2 hours. 2 hours is... Oh, it's perfect. On the other hand, I could just sleep here and then wash myself tomorrow morning anyway. Oh, it is only 1. I have 1 for this. I'm fine with that. Any leftovers? And there's my food. Ha! Thank you. Oh, I can. I wash myself? No. Weird. Quite weird. Okay, I guess... let's continue to look around. I want to see if my fish got fished. Two fish. Should we... I wonder, should we put the fish trap up here? Wait, where is it? Somewhere up here. Here. We could put the fish trap up here. But it's so far away. I don't know if that... I don't know if I get better or more fish up here. You know? I also want to look around. I wonder if old Pegasus would be happy about the fish. You know, food and all. Okay, they do not care about the fish. Then let's travel forward. You ascended a gentle hill with green thickets coating the valleys. The path is like an endless bridge built by the ancient three-legged giants, or maybe by the pagan spellcasts. The higher you get, the fewer plants you see. Hit by a cold wind, you adjust your coat. I wait slowly, sitting in the center of the saddle. Mountains are harsh for horses. Rah. You approach the raised drawbridge and observe the face of the mountain. The hook holding the hourglass are as large as a person, displaying their devotion to the right proudly. The hooks? I mean, here's the hourglass. I see that. Hooks? I thought that's wings. Okay. It took them tremendous wealth and labor. What a waste of steel. I wonder who's responsible for polishing it. The temples in the city are even granted. No, who's responsible for polishing that? The rustling of leaves carrying no song of birds, shouts of apes or whines of hunted critters. The river attacks its banks with a fierce roar. Roar. You get off your palfrey. The cave mouths are connected by paths, stairs and bridges. You don't see any people, but there's smoke coming from one of the entrances, and you hear muffled thuds of a hammer. The gardens are weeded, the buildings firm. The green trees on the top of the mountains bear red and brown fruits. Two rounded sticks are tied with a rope to a nearby rock. You grab them and take a closer look. They are claves. The two rounded sticks are tied the rope to a nearby rock. They are claves? What are these? I don't know what that is. I make a few firm hits and shout a greeting at anyone who shows up near the building. The echo of your hits cut through the swashing stream. After a few minutes, two hooded figures leave a cave mouth at the top of the mountain and give you a long look from the edge of the cliff, then walk down the path with caution. And the ads are running. So let's wait for everybody to come back. Why is the music so loud? Yeah, that's better. back hurts. Yesterday I had to emergency clean stuff. And it was a lot of like cooking off stuff and then bringing it back and putting my bugs somewhere else and my back. Yesterday it really hurt. Then I used the back massager. Now it is more like sore, like I have trained and now my back hurts. Back to the office and I'm done. Yippee! You are gone soon. Or rather, you will be here soon. How is everyone? Dinner's almost done. I wonder, should I do some potatoes after stream? I was at my parents'. I had a bite of cake. It was really just a bite. I was asked if I can censor what is wrong with the cake. It was tasteless. I was able to taste like... It was supposed to be an apple crumble pie, I guess. But it tasted like, you know... Nothing against vegan and vegetarian. I do love my vegetarian burger. But this pie tasted like bio, like the no GNA, vegetarian, vegan, GNO? Yeah, GNO. No GNOs, vegan version of an apple pie. The first thing I was tasting was salt, so it was not the good way of cooking. And there was butter in there. There was sugar on top. You could see the sugar crumble, you know? But still, there was no sweetness in there. I didn't even taste apple. And I wasn't the only one. So I don't have COVID, it's just the recipe was really horrid, apparently. It was not good. I was telling them, yeah, maybe you want them to have like ice cream on top, you know, or maybe marmalade. You know, use it as like a bread. Apple pie crumble is hard to mess up. It was just bad then, I guess. Yeah, it was not enjoyable. As said, maybe as a bread version, a crumbly bread. Yeah, and then I had soup. The soup was great. At least that was great. But somehow, you know, I could have had a second portion, I guess. But I also do not want to eat my family's food. So, well, all of my family. Not all. There was enough soup. You know, you left the house, you are living on your own now, so you do not want to eat your parents' food away. So I'm wondering if I should do some potatoes after stream. Hi and welcome back from the ads. You smile and wave to them before they disappear behind the building, which are made of bricks, not logs, and are covered with tiles instead of thatch? Little by little, the bridge gets looser. Then it hits the grass gently. The taller figure, now covered with shadows, invites you with a gesture. I lead apocalypse inside. Greetings! My parents give me food all the time. Yeah. Mine too. But still I do not want to just, you know, take it all. And greetings to ye, he hesitated. His voice is hoarse but sonorous. Salutations to thou, traveler. He puts his bandaged hand on his waist. You are at Wright's Haven. Oh, not White Haven, it is Wright Haven. Okay, fine. The greeters take off their hood. They wear brown, dark, simple, worn robes, and robe instead of belts. They have no jewelry or ornaments, just small bags made of fabric on their shoulders. The larger shell belongs to a strong, barefoot man in his 50s. Despite having no weapon, his eyes are audacious and could belong to a muscle standing in the door of a harbor tavern. His wrinkles are subtle, but there are only a few tufts of grey hairs left on his greasy head. His skin is pale, covered with liver spots, though at a closer look you realize a few of them are just stains left by ink. I look at the second bunk. The girl is about 14, with unsightly acne on her forehead and a robe that brushes the ground whenever she takes a step. Her black hair is tied into a humble ponytail. She observes your horse curiously, cocking her head to a side, but once she catches your look, she meets your eyes boldly, raising her chin as if to challenge you. Thy mount is free to help itself with hay and water. We will wait outside. Ye, though, canst stay here for now, but leave before the night. The plague is nearby, the struggle ahead. While they indeed leave the room, their trust only goes so far. They observe you through the open door. Wait, you heard about the plague? The building is a single-store room, filled with crates and barrels. A stack of firewood and another one of bricks. A pile of straw, a chest. 2 wheelbarrows, and finally the racks. Shelves, tools, clothing, and utensils. The light comes from the open gates, accompanied by the sharp dwarf. I tether Apocalypse near the water through and join the monks. Well, I have 10 hours left, so, well, yeah. We will be going to town for completely unrelated reasons, but get food at his parents' house. I was there the other day and was going to go home for lunch, and his mom just kept asking, "But you can stay for lunch?" Yeah, I guess. With my parents, it's more like, well, we have soup. They do not say, yeah, child, get a plate and get your soup, or stay for dinner or something like that. It's just, we have this food, or we have that food. And it doesn't matter if it is time for any of that lunch or dinner or breakfast. It's just, yeah, well, here's food. The lack of walls makes you feel exposed, a few pairs of eyes observing you from the path above you, while others either climb to the very top or approach the unremarkable vegetable beds. Most of them, the dwellers, wear hoods, and all of them wear similar worn robes. A chilling wind touches your neck. I put on my hood. They keep their distance. The man greets you by raising his open palm, wrapped with bandages that disappear underneath his sleeve. His lips form something between a sneer and a smile. What brings thee here? Art thou a goat between? What? The girl keeps an eye on your axe and occasionally glances at your boot, the one that hides a knife. I'm Chaos, a new road warden. Good, well, the roads need their wardens. The folks need their roads. But there are none behind this mountain, and we take care of the one that you have just crossed. Ye, though... What? Why? I don't understand. They always say ye, like you, and then though, like they are used to do this, but now they do this. Where's the difference? Thou dost not need to bother. Thy services are not required. He gestures for you to wait, but where's the man with the red beard? There isn't enough work here for the two of you. Ah yeah. Astarion, I was hoping to find him here. Oh yeah, true. I fully forgot about that guy. Or rather, I forgot that he traveled here. Wait. Here, this one. According to Thais, Howler's Dale has banished Astarians as well, yeah? Village in the north. Oh. Yeah, here, white marshes. Huh? I'm quite sure they mentioned this. Or was it the white marshes that he talked about? Seen on village in the north, okay. Howler's Dale? I heard that he was planning to restore the watchtower that stands at the eastern crossroads. Okay. We don't... I'm sorry to disappoint thee. He rubs a liver spot on his hand. But he hasn't been here in months. We rarely have visitors different than our friends from Old Pegasus. We don't invite the outside world, and we don't care much for it. Hearts though checked in Pelt of the North on the southern road. Wait, let me see. Not yet, it seems. If he's wounded, it's a safe shelter, I have heard. The girl scratches the ground with her boot, though it remains hidden underneath her robe. The man looks at her with amusement. Looks like this Decima here is eager to return to her duties. I'm Ellie, but I'll not shake thy hand. One of us could carry the plague in our flesh. Who can know? Who can tell? What brings thee to our monastery? Jesus, that's a lot. Is there nothing you can do about the plague that has beset Old Pegasus? Well, his cough doesn't help his hoarse throat. We don't understand what makes it grow. We put to use all the ingredients we found, brewed as many potions and bombs as we could, and they worked for one afternoon. Then people once again fell ill. Who can tell where the sickness dwells? A powerful healer could get rid of it once and for all with a single spell, but no follower of the right in the north carries such talent. Maybe it's time for someone to enter the village. Thou thinkest? He smirks. The well isn't poisoned. The sea brings fresh air. The crops have their regular color. The ibexes drop healthy feces. The tribe isn't dumb. No reason to lock you inside. What can you tell me about Astarion? Let me think. He looks at the sky and clenches his fist around the stab of his back. The first time he was here, we asked him to find us some iron in Gale Rocks. The second time, he did bring us a few scraps, but was wounded. A piece of flesh bitten away from his thigh. Said that a 100-legged worm had caught him off guard in a meadow. Instead of his pay, we offered him a potion. Tell me about Gale Rocks? He hesitated, but finally nods. Just some seaweed eaters. Seaweed on sushi is fine. I wouldn't eat seaweed on its own, I guess. Their soil is barren, but the strongest of them spend their days on the boats, among the sharp rocks. Those who can hunt for fish boil water to make salt. They trade with other villages, more than anyone in the peninsula. For crops, wood and meat, he snorts, but they are weak folk, weak and angry, like a wolf beaten and kicked from a pub. Loud, ready to bite, but all it takes is for someone to raise their hand. Then it jumps away, in whimpers. These people are really talking weird about different parts of their own group of worlds, you know. He lets go of his bag. At least they follow Wright's teaching. Okay, anything noteworthy about the iron? Scavenged from furniture. A few of them were rusty. Who knows where he bought them? We melted them for nails. Oh. Do you know anything interesting about the path leading through the heart of the woods? I used to, but like all places that belong to beasts, it shifts every year. The only reason why it still has trails at all is that creatures use our roads as their own game trails. Only a dimwit would try to cross it now. After you ask him if he knows any such person, he takes a deep breath. Well, last I have heard, Quintus, the gatekeeper from Old Pagus, is missing or dead. He's a brute and an idiot. Can't understand jokes, can't stand weaklings. If ye, though, even meet him, just smile and let him speak as much as he needs to shut up. I'm trying to learn more about the local bandits. Then ask in the villages. He looks at the wooden entrance hall behind you. No group is going to bother us, for they have got no understanding of our pneuma and potions. Do you need any help? I'm looking for a job. He puts his hand together and repeatedly taps his fingers. After a few breaths, he straightens up. No. I have some questions about the monastery. Oh, he doesn't trust me enough. And what could those be? I'm free! Fly away, Hogness, fly away. Does this place have a name, or is it just a monastery? Depends on who thou askest. Ask est? It's the largest temple on this side of Hag Hills, and the only one besides the sacred cave in Gale Rocks. He points at the huge hourglass. Is it Wright's summit, or the temple of old Pagos, or high caves like they used to be for my Nana? He rests his thumb behind the ropes on his waist. The tribes come and go, the names shift. For now, we all know what we mean by the monastery. 35 minutes of overtime. Horrible. But you get both money and more free time. So, yay! What can you tell me about your orders? So much text. How does one describe the air that they swallow, the water they draw each day? His contemptuous yet playful smile makes it clear he doesn't seek your answer. I can tell thee it's not old, but older than thou, and that its monks work and pray, but it's not a place, nor a congregation. Words don't reflect our purpose, for human tongue is meager and stupid, and so are our ears. Hey guys, our tongues are stupid, and our ears too. And words, the worst. He straightens up and put on a more serious tone. We look for knowledge, knowing we will not uncover the truth. We study herbs, mushrooms, rocks, and winds. Old Pagus feeds us, and we take care of its orphans. Well, that will not work anymore. He glanced at Decima. Heal its sick, write down its stories. We silence our thoughts, fix our past wrongdoings, seek peace and understanding. I have seen and touched stuff I can't even name, and they were delightful. I now find no difference between what I do to keep my shell alive and what to fulfill the right's will. Do you take mushrooms? It sounds like it's a group of hippies, but religious hippies, I guess. An old woman without her hood who leans forward while walking exits one of the caves and walks along the rock face, from time to time stopping in place to watch the garden. The scars on her face can't distort her kind smile. Does this place have a leader of sorts? He crosses his arms and takes a look at the cave mouth behind him, then gives you a harsh look. If our prelate was willing to see thee, they would let thee know. I'm willing to prove that I'm trustworthy. We will see, maybe. Okay. Faith? I mean, it is nice to have all this text that explains me the world, but it's just like... It's kinda like a text you would get out of a book. Kinda, you know? You want to know about this belief? Here, have a block of text. It's just so much at once. He takes a deep breath, puts on the hood and closes his eyes. His voice, while still hoarse, becomes monotone, like a scribe reading a list of the dead. Yeah. The right is the greatest of souls, the wall of light that protects humankind, the life after death. Those who follow their teaching will abandon their shells. To follow means to guard right's tribe and help its growth and strength and peace. To achieve this goal, one needs to learn and to accept the greetings in its nature. This allows us to shape matters, souls and pneuma, without turning them against us. To be a monk means to find freedom in right's tablets, to abandon one's ambitions. I serve right's will, I let it build my salvation, I prepare the tribes for their ends. He takes off the hood again. For the first time you see true gentleness in his eyes. May these words be carrying with my blood, so be it. I see. He rubs a large liver spot on his bare hand, piercing you with his gaze. How does one become a monk? He lets out an amused grunt and grasps his hands together. When one needs to join an order, they find a way. It's not out thou wantest. It's not all thou wantest, but a stuff that happens to thee. So you do not choose to, you get chosen. Give me an example. Oh, I don't know. Abandoned thy past. Throw thy pet down the cliff and pray. What? No. God damn it. What kind of god says, oh yeah, well, throw your pet down this cliff and then you will be part of my flock? Like what? No. You don't find even a hint of playfulness in his voice. After a longer pause he carries on. I would like to learn some of your knowledge about the peninsula. No, he sighs. The order protects what it knows and we seek no wealth. You remind him of your trade and he responds with annoyance. Knowledge builds and destroys the city. We, he points at two monks who are seeking snails among the garden patches, are responsible for what we bring from our journey. A blacksmith isn't judged by the death of their sword, but they sell them to scoundrels. I just try to keep myself safe. I use what I learned to protect other people. Were you never tempted to do something great with your knowledge? If you believe that there's freedom and peace in understanding the world, it seems strange that you wouldn't share what you know with other people. So does the Order keep everything it learns to itself? Well, I use it to protect others. And thou thinkest our books and studies are going to help thee? Just keep thy shell healthy, take care of thy pet, listen to elders. Okay, let's return to the other questions. Well, why can't I spend a night here? Want us to give thee a chest and a weapon rack too? Or maybe feed thy mufflin in our gardens or ask us to bed with thou? No, it's not an inn. We respect the hardships of one's journey, so we don't scare off the strangers who cross the mountains, but we don't let them wander about and take our time for granted. He looks at his bandaged hand, makes a fist and opens it, and stretches out his fingers. Maybe with old pagans locked, our old rules too shall change. What do you know about the necromancer in the north? He rubs the liver spot on his forehead with his bandaged hand, looking with one eye at his short companion. This and that. I heard I can find them at the northwest. He nods. Head back to the crossroad, then north, then right into the bogs. There you will find wide marshes. The tribe used to forage and gather peat, but now it follows Orentius, their priest. Who knows, maybe he's the reason why so many travelers have disappeared on the roads. Wait. Crossroad? North? Then right. Into the bog. We were there. What do you mean? Oh, is it the way that we cannot really go? Decima scratches the ground with her boot, humming a tune, but Ellie tells her to shut up. Carries on with sudden anger. The story is as old as the right tables. Tablets? Tribes look at monsters and ask themselves, how can we use them? Their pride pushes them into their own fall. They hurt the innocent, then vanish in flames, or awake as empty ones. Any thought on Orentius? He's never been here. He's locked in that hut, a prisoner of his own conscience, speaking to his tribe as to children. Could there be a darker joke? A necromancer who calls himself a prophet? As he snorts, Decima puts on a wide grin. What's next? An emperor bathing in blood? No follower of the right could survive such a fall. Okay, what is your stance in necromancy in general? I'm quite sure it is not good. He pulls his finger, gathering his thoughts. My stance? I don't need one. I trust the right. The dead markers must be weeded out. Their power brings only fogs. One may think the spellcast is in control of the shells, but once they lose their breath, the dead are freed, searching for blood. Humans will never control the dead. How does one deal with the undead or necromancers? Well. Is it a single corpse, a squad, an army? Thou needest to learn how screwed the enemy is. Can I sense thy presence? Can it use a bow or spells? As long as thou art alone. It's always better to run. The older empty ones, even more so those that weren't awoke by the fogs, get cunning, human-like, but with cruelty thou hast never seen. That's old speak. What was White Marshes like before the priests arrived? Far from lovely. His smirk softened and his eye grew worried. It's been struggling for years. With food, children, the beasts of the bogs, the traders. They were strangers to us, even in the old days, when they used to join old pagans in their pagan feast. Pagan? Yeah. He looked at Decima, who listened to his tale curiously. But then the monks arrived, and the bridge went down with flames. When the missionaries reached the bogs during the years of war, there were already some wounds that could never be sealed, not even by a shared prayer. Would you like to barter? Not today, not before the spring. Our order uses every bottle we make to help the sick from old buggers, as well as to protect ourselves. I could bring you dragon bones or something that doesn't grow in the mountains. He looks at the steel hourglass hanging from the wall. Taste, softness, tools of murder. We shall crave naught. One thing we lack are the delicacies we could offer to the sick and weak, but thou wilt not find such a thing in this sad land. That was a lot of talk. Okay, thank you. Well, that is a useless place. At least for me. Where next? Let's see, here, I guess. Oh, that looks destroyed. The corridor of leaves and grey rocks leads you to a gate, large enough for a wagon, held together by a wooden bar. The planks and rocks are covered with claw marks left by various monsters, but they weren't able to damage the wall as much as the passage of time and the precise grains. Let me shortly see. Okay, so the gate. An unusual structure guarding the path to the heart of the forest. You're recently here. Okay. I wonder if I can, like, go this way or this way. A large man covered in shadows is observing you from the roofed tower. His voice is hoarse, distrustful. Ye lost, I don't know Yamak. I'm Chaos, the new Roadwarden, and you're the gatekeeper, I assume? Well, yeah, just on duty and armed, so ye know. He lifts a loaded crossbow and sticks it out of the shadows, but I'm no enemy of yours. Yas. Yas. He leaves the tower. He's wearing a black gambeson, so ragged it can't be fastened anymore. It tells a story of claws, thorns, and improvised repairs. The hole in the man's hemp pants reveals a scraped knee. It's hard to tell his age, though, through his exhausted, sleepy eyes. A short, unkempt beard and a bandage horizontally covering his ears and the spot that used to be his nose. There's clotted blood in his brown hair and mud on his clothes and brown neck. Despite all of this, he's of a huge shell with wide shoulders and thick legs. He straightens up. So, a warden, ye new to the job? New here, but I know what I'm doing. No past would prepare ye for this shit place. Nights are all ape piss and blood. Just before sunrise, a bird tried to pluck my eye. This gate here? He kicks a brick with his heels. It's older than me. All there? He points behind him with his weapon. Wilds and beasts. My tribe builds this place to keep them away from us, and us from them. Who is your tribe? He scratches the bandage on his cheek. Name's Quintus from Old Pegasus. Been here? Been there? Ah. Quintus, aren't you the gatekeeper? I thought you were lost. Didn't they say he got lost or something? Yeah, there. The gatekeeper born and raised in Old Pegasus. According to Ellie, he's a brute and an idiot. Can't understand jokes. Can't stand weaklings. If you ever met him, just smile and let him speak as much as he needs to shut up. Okay. So, don't be weak. Just let him talk. Okay. Don't joke. They won't let you in. So, we used to send one soul here every morning and escort them back before nightfall. But some days ago, no one came for me. I spent a night here, sneaking wolves shits almost got me. He picked up an almost empty water skin from behind a parapet and takes a sip. I went home by myself only to learn about the sick. I have been here ever since. What do you know about the plague? Not much. It kills. That's all there is to know. My tribe's smart. Locking the gate. The rites gave them strength. Shouldn't you look for real shelter? He trembles, his eyes widen. Someone has got to stay at the gate. The villages in the east don't know about the illness. They may try crossing the woods. It's a closed gate while fleeing some wolves and stuff. He rubs his dirty neck. And I also can't leave the gate open. It's like a dam for monsters. If all I can do is choose the way I die, this is it, with my duty fulfilled. You should at least spend the night in one of the villages. He adjusts his jacket by shaking his shoulders, making the buckles jingle. I'm not a beggar, and the village in the north won't help me for more than a day or two. I've got no dragon bones, just this little ibex. He pats his crossbow. Old Pegasus is by itself. We don't look for kind folks. He thinks for a moment. I will just wait. I will get back home once the plague is done, or before winter. You look at his disfigured face. He's either mad or dumb. He glances at Apocalypse. Ye understand, I'm sure. Wardens are souls of duty. I'm surprised you survived for this long. Well, ye can call it surviving. I call it potions. His chuckle makes him wince in pain. He puts a hand on his stomach and leans away. Beasts took me for easy prey, but the good monk from the mountains equipped our guards well. They are helping our ill, but used to brew all sorts of stuff. His hands move to an earthenware bottle by his belt. Food is posted. Yay, thank you. About this gate. Here, see? He points at the long twisted rope that hangs from an iron hook. I could climb down and remove the beam on the other side. Ye will take down yours. Ye need at least 3 hours to get through the woods. He touched his stomach and takes a deep breath, but I need ye to give me our first. What do you need? What do you want? I'm hungry. Bring me something, some rations maybe. Dried meat, apples, nuts, maybe. He sized you up. 4 meals, then I will help ye with the gate. Don't you have time to hunt? Time? But I've got to stay near the gate. I can't keep people waiting while I track deer. He touches a bandage on his face, and if I die, there will be no keeper left. Shoot some birds? I'm not much of a shot, really. Why are you working there? He scratched his right arm. I would rather save my arrows for all the beasts and stuff. I can go with you? But goblins and trolls can smell the burning fat. Roasting is the opposite of what I should do. Okay. I can get you some quarrels. They fix your problem for longer. You can just forage for nuts and berries. I eat berries and sorrel every day, but this isn't real food, and I've got to fight off all the snake and badgers. Nuts are nowhere around. Too many squirrels, rats, and boars. He licks his lips at the very thought. I found some acorns, but I had never roasted them before. They may make me sick. I can get you some quarrels? They fix your problem for... Quarrels in sense of like... bows and arrows? Wait. Inventory. There. Quarrels. Crossbow. His eyes widen, but the hips slip Then his lips form an annoyed grimace. He spits on the ground and sighs. Shit, Warden, forget it. I will find out on my own. I'm looking for Asterion. That's nice, but he hasn't been here in many days. Ye sure he's not dead? After you admit that he very much may be, he puts a hand on his waist. Well, better get ready to slit open every dragon belly in the wild. Did he often travel through the woods? Sure, though on a different mount. He has a saurian, 4 ibixes long, 2 ibixes tall. It moves on 4 legs and jumps high and far. It's dark green, little rotting leaves. That one time I was taking a piss in the swamp, and the Asterion made the beast run up the rock face, and it jumped on that. He points at the hill, and like they ran above the wall and landed on the other side, just like that. He snaps his finger, his voice and every gain new vigor. You say the saurian was large and green? I mean, not everywhere. He points at his eyebrows. He has red scales here and in the tail, and shoulders, I think. I don't know what to call it. You ask him for a bit about Asterion, but he has little to add. There used to be 6 of us keepers. I saw him every now and then, but not that often. What can you tell me about the road behind the gate? Oh, not much. His chuckle turns into a cough. It leads through low land, mostly woods and some ponds. It's dark and lethal. He mentioned tales of ghosts, dragons, fogs, and blood mages, but whenever you ask about any creature in particular, his response is vague and brief. So you do not really know what is behind there. The tribes abandoned this path. Ever since the war, the trade has been slow. People refuse to patrol it. The plants are getting taller, but for at least a few more seasons, it's still a shortcut. It's good that ye have a mount. If out chase ye, always stay close to the path and ride as fast as you can. If no one uses this road, why are you here? He scowls at you. Not no one. It's where people hunt for monsters, and every few days I have to open it for reasons. I heard about some bandits. Were they bothering you? He scratches a bandage on his cheek. I only know there's one band somewhere, but not around. I never saw them. Okay. What is it like to live in Old Pegasus? He opened his mouth, giving you a puzzled look, then lets out a weak chuckle. What am I to say? We've got rocks. He taps the wall and make houses. Houses, bowls, tools. We sell them too. We grow oats and broad beans. Ibixes give us wool and skins for monks. What do ye call it? The one ye ride on? He moves on when you mentioned parchment. Yeah, it's a good place. Beautiful, old. Hill, that's what Pegasus means. Old hill. When you bring up the monastery, his eyes get brighter. Good people. They came here on a mission, teaching us Wright's book. My grandparents were pagans, you know, but we now follow the river of truth. We keep to ourselves, but help others when they need us. Why are you afraid of Gloria? He straightens up and gives you a long look. I don't know who ye are talking about. But seriously, you are tempting the forest. You need to seek shelter? Nah. He waves it off with a smile, but once he speaks, his voice cracks. And where would I go anyway? Foggies? Where the frick is Foggies? Oh, up here. It's not that far. Pelt of the North? Down here is even further. Or Howlersdale. I mean, that's closest. Howlersdale? And they would take a finger from me for each bite. I've hardly got any dragons. He gives you a long look. I could spend some time with Pelt's crew again. Their place is cheaper, but forget it. I can't afford even that. Unless they are looking for a pair of hands, I better stay here. Wait, so you lived at the Pelt's? Even though it's so far away? So the thing that stops you from going to Pelt right away is dragon bones? I mean, that's a pretty big thing in the north. Even everyone looks after themselves. The hunters may be my friend, but I won't beg them for help. I could ask the innkeep to let him stay for labor. About your duty. What's there to say? Ah, okay. Okay, I see. 9 hours, that's enough. Hey, innkeep. First of all, I want to wash. Oh, fine. Innkeep. Oh, I have more fish, by the way. There's this gatekeeper, Quintus. He looks at a mug, listening to your tale. So what do you expect me to do with him once he's here? He's a brave, strong soul, I guess? I mean, he is strong. He could assist your hunters on their trip. We use our wits and traps, not so much brute force, but I guess you're right. A fierce fighter may be of use. He rubs his arm and reaches for a piece of roasted lizard. Bring him here, I offer him gruel and a corner to sleep, and I will pay him once he helps us catch some worthy game. Thank you, that was all I wanted. Thanks, Hours. Hey you, I got you a job. If it would be that easy. Lazen will allow you to stay at his inn. He will even pay you after you help the hunters on one of the more vicious trips. He crosses his arms, still hesitant. Won't be more risky than this place, and I would finally have time to rest a bit. But what before that? Am I to live on oats and water in rags? I do not give you my money. He yawns. So it is either I give him the money or nothing happens? I'm gonna give him my money. I work for that stuff. Screw you then. Do you think his people would give him money? I mean, they cannot really do anything with it at the moment. I met Quintus, he's doing fine. So he's still with us. Her voice rings with enthusiasm. She asks about his well-being, reacting to your story with a mixture of worry and joy. I'm sorry to hear about his nose. I hope he knows what he's doing. In his position, I would just look for work in Howlersdale or ask for help from his friends at Pelt. Okay. Well, you couldn't give him some money out of the whole city. That is under lockdown, by the way. Okay, fine. Okay, let's sleep, I guess. It's soon to dusk. Just sleep like this? Yeah. I keep my money. I need enough money to pay the pelt guys to help me with the city. Hi magic, hi. 5 streams, yee. You can also get your weighted blanket if you want to. How is you? The rains once again hit the ground, interrupting your sleep. Another day of muddy roads. Great. Yes, give me. Give. Then I go here, I could get maybe fish, then I can sell it, and maybe then I can give him some money. Oh, I didn't set the fish trap. Meh. Well, fine. Thank you, Harkness. He doesn't want the quarrels. A crossbow would be cool. Oh, I got 3 of them for 1. I thought it's just 1. Well, fine. I met Quintus, the one who trained with your team. He may need your help. You explain the difficult situation he finds himself in, putting emphasis on his wounds and food issue. Listening to your conversation, the nearby guards surround you. Adds in 5 minutes. Forming a circle together with the boar, and ask you if Quintus is in one piece. Your tale causes the tension to give way to jokes. He's so scared of the wrath of the herds that he will sooner eat his bloody crossbow than learn how to use it, says one of the older woman. That gives the poor guy a break, the guard in yellow armor interrupts, which is not welcomed by a one-eyed man who comments that he's not even here. After another minute, she grins at you. Thanks for telling us. We will change some plans and get in touch with him during our next trip. Come on, not that. The same man chips in, but quite down under the red hat's stare. Okay. 11 pieces. So maybe they will help him. How much time do I have? 7 hours. I'm a good mod. Best mod. Only mod, but also best mod. The path gets greener and meanders between treacherous precipices. Yeah, precipice. You ride slowly, passing by birds and ibixes, but in the distance you spot circling harpies. Below you, a roaming mountain cat pursuing a muffin. Take a sip from your water skin. The air here is a bit dry. Let's hope that the echo of hoofs won't reach any larger beasts. The path leads you down again to a small moist valley, impenetrable for a rider. The thicket is made of thorny scrubs. Strange. Okay. Tall grasses and the weak fallen bogs that nourish mosses and mushrooms. Ow. Oh, my back. Ow. Yeah. That's better. Sit up. Stretching up. Yeah. Okay. One side. Other side. Neck. Sorry. Shoulder? No. No shoulder today. Oh, not now. Thank you, Hogness. And deactivating my stuff. Also, oh no, ads are not yet running. You examine the remnants of the path covered with greenish puddles. Without the roots and with a fresh layer of pebbles, it may still be restored. You look behind you, the road is clear, no ambushes so far, but if you have hope to clear this place, it would be better to do so soon. It'll only get dense with the passage of days. Why can I not do this? Oi. What the heck? And my clothes. Well, okay. Your muscles, not used to such tiring work, grows tired quickly, but you don't let yourself take a break. Soon you push yourself even more from annoyance than anything. And only after you are done you notice the torn parts on your pants and sleeves. When it comes to pushing aside the boards, you breathe heavily, but you need only enough space to let your palfrey get through. Maybe the animal will start to roam this place again, beating the path. Maybe. Just maybe. You reach a convenient mountain pass with cacks smoothed out by centuries of rain and wind. The sun warms up both the vegetation and the beaten road, and the only beasts you spot are loud rooks, glancing at you from the rocks and branches. Clearing the rock slide would take hours of work and a large group of people, while forcing Apocalypse to climb up and down could break its leg. Now we look around. You climb up the rocks, having plenty of spots to rest your hands. Most of them won't move even an inch. As you get closer to the small dead tree, you notice something odd amongst the stones. Pieces of old fabric, completely covered with mold, most likely the remnants of a tunic. Oh, did somebody die here? Well, we cannot go further, so we have enough time to go back here, so... And that's are running. I don't give you my money. I wonder if I can tell the mayor something new. Oh, I have no news to share. I have the feeling we had a lot of stuff to do, and so I have the feeling we should have stuff to tell her. She sighed. Okay, so ads are running, so we will wait. Me. Wait, do you talk about the one that I was just here? I just saw here like rock slide and impossible road. Is it the one that we just walked in, basically? Can I eat some of my food? May. Why can I not use it? I need to remember to go back on the VOD from last week and see if I have to redo something. Or if I forgot something. And 5, 3, 1. Welcome back from ads. If somebody really had 3 minutes of ads. She sighs with relief and gestures for you to follow her to the creek. The light dances on its surface and you can miss the fact that its humming conveniently camouflages the mayor's voice. I have a perfect task for someone of your trade. Behind our northern gate you will find a road. It leads to a coastal beach that used to be occupied by our fishers. Hit by a cold gust of wind, she adjusts her cape covering her neck. That hamlet allowed us to watch the sea, and every 10 days we had many fish and crabs as we desired, without the grace of the village in the north. She looks into your eyes. However, an earthquake led to a rock slide and has made the road impassable. We weren't ready to clear it, and now almost a decade later, the route is too unknown for us to risk long journeys. Out the northern gate. Do you mean this one? I guess it is this one. How strange that you mentioned this right after I already found it. She raised her arm, trying to place it around your shoulder. I don't like it, but sure. Her gentle hand is light as a leaf. The druids have convinced my people to accept the way it is, the will of the wilderness. Well, I already did something against it, partly. She smells of roses, but enough time has passed. The roads grow desolate, and we need to put our trust in ourselves. Help me clear the paths, and my neighbors will follow us, if not because of their ideals, then because of their stomachs. As she steps away, her fingers stroke your neck gently. The more time we spend on the road, the more monsters will hunt us. With your palfrey, you can save us from danger. Help me retrieve the hamlet, and you will prove to me that you are a friend of Howler's Dell. Start by riding to the buried path. See if there's any layers there that would need our interference. You are asking for a lot of a scrap of parchment. Oh, but there will be coin, of course. Laughing, she returns to her chair. 5 for helping us clear the path. 5 for letting me know what you have learned about the hamlet. 5 for letting me learn about the hamlet. Another 3 if you have to fight in any of these places for a day or 2 of work. That's more than fair. That's a lot of money. With that I could, like, have the people...
Touch! Don't touch.
Oh, you mean the hand on the shoulder. Yeah. She's a touchy one. I've already been to the collapsed mountain pass. She rests her chin on the back of her hand and listens patiently to your story and taps on the table once you mention the buried wrecks. None of us were there on the day of the earthquake, and whatever corpse may be there, they have surely been awoken by the fogs by now. She straightened up. Hi, bees. Hi. Get nommed. Hum. Hum. Nom. And shrimp. Okay. Ow. My back. Thank you, Biz. Thank you, Hogness, for the nom. How is you? I hope you are well. I guess you are still at work. She straightens up. It's still better than a wyvern or a layer of harpies. The plan stays the same. You will take 20 diggers and guards and escort them to the rock slide. Your job is to keep them alive and well. She looks at the sky. It may take many hours, maybe even an entire day, so you should start in the morning. You will get the first share of your payment once you clear the path. Okay. Nope, everything is fine. Eric's rations? Should I, in an hour you will get as much food as you can eat and a proper bath with laundry. But I will not, so I sleep now. I do not need to heal. And then I will talk to him and get a bath and thingy. Okay. Or I can get a rent, I guess. Well, bath is 2, I guess, right? Yeah, bath is 2. You are hungry. But I only get a 1 square of a hunger. Well, it doesn't tell me how much I get here. I will sleep like this. I want to eat my rations, but they wouldn't let me, I guess. And here it says you won't restore health while sleeping. On the other hand, I do not need to restore my health. I'm fine with health. So I'm guessing we wait. And then get a wash and food tomorrow morning. Yep. So instead of 1/4 only, I got a full meal and still the same amount of freshness. Thank you. Why did that sound like you just uncurled like a shrimp? Huh? You mean my bag? Because I told you what Yesterday I needed to make the emergency cleaning because some of my bugs had how do you call them in English? My bugs had bugs. So I cooked everything off and rehoused them in a new box, you know, removed all food that was there and gave new food. It was a lot, and my back hurt because of it. And then I used the massager yesterday, you know. Mites, yeah, they had mites. Evil little creatures, and so fast with like being not there and suddenly being there in a big family. Well, as said, cooked everything off, removed everything food, and so on. And I ordered a mite spray, so they will be done soon. Like fully. Yeah, still got back pain, then massager, and now my back is just sore, not pain, but you know, soreness pain. It was not nice, or it's still not nice. It's called unshrimp for a reason. I just got done work a little while ago. I'm heading home. Mates, yeah. Thank you, magic. Okay, in the morning, I tell some workers to gather at the gates. It's time to get them to the rock slide. You approach a few guards and ask them to help you with the diggers. The mayor's orders are already well known in the village. Your companion to be a healthy, well-fed, and in most cases young. Their chattering is filled with excitement. The younger ones are eager to mention that they have never been so far away from the walls. Okay, the older expedition member are going more to lead and advise. They listen to the instructions carefully and are first to take spears from the guards. It doesn't take long before you are ready to leave. Open the gates. This will be heavy, I guess. I doubt that there will nothing in the path. The workers carry clubs, spears, and a simple wheelbarrow filled with food, rations, water skins, and tools, while one spade and one pickaxe were made of precious iron. Other ones were made either from wooden planks, in case of the former, or deer antlers. Still being in the forest, your companions share memories about their time spent amongst the familiar trees. Some were helping the hunters carry a large saurian back to the village. Others escorted the druids on their search for rare herbs. But as you get closer to the hills, your companions lower their voices. One of the guards tells stories about the local goblin packs, without hiding any gory details. Her playful tone makes others carefully look around. Keeping the diggers on their toes could be a good thing. Look out for the harpies also. Nah, stay vigilant. The guard finishes one more of her tales, looking with a smirk at the workers. That's right, you chip in, and that's why we need to keep our eyes open. Threats may hide in rocks, in clouds, and beneath our feet. I will ride last, so I have got our backs. Now lower your voices, let's not cause any more landslides. The other nods, and after you regroup. We travel in silence. Maybe better. A big group is already kinda like saying hi to everyone. The diggers put on their leather gloves and grab the tools. They don't need you to provide further directions. One of the older men, whose arms are covered with healed claw marks, assign tasks and roles. The guards take place on both sides of the rock slide as well as above it. Finally, as the first round of the pickaxe cuts through the sky, the overseer turns towards you. He stands silent for a moment, looking uncomfortable with the idea of ordering you around. Yeah, well, you don't. You better don't. I am here to just guard you, okay? I don't work. I don't want no. I am here to guard them. You lead Apocalypse to the nearest few clumps of grass, then begin your patrol. The hours pass with little excitement, so at least you have enough time to brush your palfrey. I try to ignore the sounds of the pickaxes and gather my thoughts. You know, I am here to guard you, so that no enemy will attack us. You cannot say that I should do this and work at the pickaxe. That's not working. Either one or the other. The hours pass, the workers are in decent moods, and as far as you can tell, the work goes well. It's time for a break. Everyone leaves their tools where they stand, then sit on the flat boulder. They take out their food rations and start to talk about their plans for the evening. I rather stay vigilant. I walk away and look around for beasts. You stretch out your arm and back, then go for a short walk. An ibex with long dark horns and thick brown fur climbs up the rock face, not far away from here. It's leaning against the rocks that seem too small to carry it, yet remains confident and quick. For a moment it gives you a silent look, not aware that, unlike most predators, humans know very well how to cause harm to distant targets. It jumps on tiny shelves and reaches the top of the wall, where it gracefully walks away. You approach Apocalypse with rich knickers at you, happy to take a long rest in such peaceful surroundings. It bows its head and you scratch the bottom of its neck firmly. The overseer clears his throat, stands up and addresses you. Yeah. So far, nay corpse. He rubs his scars with a grunt, but there was a boot. Aye, maybe the leg walked away on its own. Just a leg? Better grab your axe, we will strike as soon as we see it. Awoken or not, you ready? Time to use those spears you brought. Tell your people to form a circle around 2 or 3 diggers. He nods. Aye. Let's stay patient. We have all the numbers we need right now. He gestures for everyone to stand up and gather around him, then points at 5 people, calling them by their names. You stay on guard. The rest you dig. Don't move more than 1 rock at once. Anyone hears anything or sees a bone, stop whatever you're doing and shout. We do need nay adventurers. Half of the workers grab the spears and form a semicircle around the diggers. The other moves slowly, breaking, pushing, and carrying away rocks. The tension is palpable, and there are not enough hands to get through the rubble quickly. I stay close, ready to strike. Time passes slowly, until one of the workers calls for help and you hear a couple of huge rocks fall to the ground. The workers run and, in one case, crawl away from the moving human bones. There is no soul between you and it, and the panicked workers stupefy you with their screams. You pull out your axe. Why would I observe the axe? Should we observe the corpse? Maybe we can figure out who it was. I observe it. You stand with a raised weapon, observing the moving creature. Its writhing British skull is cracked, and the thin arms, held together only by pneuma, are reaching out towards you. It doesn't utter as much as a shout, and its empty eye sockets are like an abyss. The crowd observes the creature, at first with frightened gasps, then in silence. After a couple of heartbeats, the overseer points at the corpse. The bloody bonehead has nail legs. The shock loses its gasp. One of the guards pokes the undead with a spear, and before it manages to catch the weapon, it gets hit once, twice, and many more times, until it stops moving. The loose bones scatter around. The first chuckle is followed by bursts of laughter. An older digger looks at you with a smile. Scary, eh? I almost ran away. I'm not willing to rest yet. I push people away and approach the corpse. Before I approach the corpse, I smile back at the worker. It sure was. The undead didn't even have its hips, and it was lucky to sit in an upward position. Was this wretch buried by the tree, or did it get trapped after it died here? Wondered one of the guards, and the digger responded by spitting on the ground. Let's hope nay one was stupid enough to burn their dead. Burn their dead. There we go. The hesitant workers try to stay away from the bones, but then the overseer kicks the skull away. Stop doing that. Sparking another wave of laughter, he cups his head around his mouth. Now, there may be another one here, and its legs may still be kicking. Grab your tools, we do need have more than an hour ahead of us. He turned towards you and nods politely. You know how to get rid of a corpse on the road. What do we do? No point in wasting more time. Cut the bones and throw them down the hill. Let's wolves choke on them. The dead deserve dignity. We need to burn it. He sighs. Hard to argue with that. Take 5 souls with you. He rubs his hands together, then raises his voice and starts to assign new tasks. Cutting down branches with simple stone axes takes quite a bit of time. You take your tinderbox and gather at an old dry board standing in the middle of a meadow and cover it with broken twigs and bones. After a moment of silence, you step away from the burning remains. Without a word, your companions observe the unusual pyre for another minute, and move back to the entrance. At least there are no other undead inside. That's how it was supposed to look. At the end of the diggers' work gets closer, they grow tired and annoyed, which start a few squabbles. The overseer has none of it. Forcing them to focus, it doesn't take long before the path is cleared. In silence, the workers remove their gloves, clean their chests with water, and gather the tools. I prepare Apocalypse for the rest of the journey. A group of harpies follow your steps, but after half an hour they give up on you, seeing that you remain in larger numbers. Your return trip is safe and the workers cheer up quickly. I keep an eye on our surroundings, just in case. These are easy getting like 13 goals, I guess. Your loud expansion gets noticed long before you reach the gates, and the villagers gather by the open gate. The parents welcome their children, the siblings and friends mock the presumed cowardice of their equals, and the kids ask for stories. For many of the members of your group, it was the first time that they truly left their homes. Since no soul approached me, I ride through the empty village and lead Apocalypse to the stable. As you cross the first bridge, a guard greets you with a smile. Our mayor will wait for you in the usual spot. She's glad to see that you are safe. 5 hours left. You lead your mount to the haystack, and as you loosen up the saddle, yet another person shows up behind you. This time, it's a man with a large club, whom you previously met on your path to the priests. Oh, it's that one. Though this time he's wearing sandals. You are summoned by Elpis, the speaker of the forest. He states solemnly, and you should see her right away. And why is that? 'Tis nie me who they call, but 'tis urgent. Do nie make them wait. He turns away and heads south, with his club leaning against his shoulder. Finally alone, you are left standing near the main square. Okay, let's see what Elpis wants. The druid side hasn't changed much. Elpis walks towards you. Okay. I was asked to speak with you about the rock slide. She looks at the nearby workers. Even though they are engaged in their own tasks, she lowers her voice. And 'tis a good thing that you came here first. She spares you a polite nod. The hamlet should stay as it is. Howler's Dell need nae growth. Her shoulders relax as if there's nothing more to add. Tell me more. Our people need nae more gluttony, nae more opulence. Nae creature can ever gain everything that it dreams of, and thus a hurtful pursuit, a run that breaks limbs. Her lips get thinner. Thy's heart belongs to Hovlevin. Give her what she wants now and she will be weakened. When the day of hardship comes, she will have enough strength to accept it. Wait, what? Thy's heart belongs to Hovlevin. Giving her what she wants now... Why would she be weakened? So it's just politics. There isn't even a wild spirit to be afraid of. Without a word, she taps on her staff with her fingers. They just want to fish. You know? First of all, they only want to fish. Second of all, if you are worried about it, how about you talk to her instead of talking to me to lie to her? Third, they were able to fish before. Just as the landslide was what cut them off. So they just returned to a point they already were at. Right? It's not like they are growing so much out of it, I guess. I nod and change the topic. Two of the druids whisper, why don't you speak in a group? I mean, I do not like how, well-dressed she is, while everybody else is kinda in, rags and normal clothes. You know, she is greedy, I guess. But still... About the fishing hamlet. She encouraged you with a smile. The road is clear. I don't want to lie to her. The work is already done. There were 10 people of this town with me who can attest that it is clear. It is an obvious lie. Why would I lie then? She leans forward. Her voice is close to a whisper and cold, like a gust of wind. I wish you had come to me right away instead of opening your ears to Elpis. Wait, I still have not lied to you. Her red lips keep wearing her usual smile, but the green eyes match the fury on her tone. She's getting meddlesome. Watch out for what she tries to sell you. Before you get a chance to answer, she straightens up. Don't let me wait any longer. Hit me with good news, Chaos. I already told you the way is free. After you mention the undead, she stops herself from shedding tears of laughter. A skeleton with no legs, that must be a good sign. Still chuckling, her hand reaches to her belt, from which she unpins a leather pouch. You have done well. Our work isn't finished yet, but we are close. So close. She picks 5 dragon bones, then pushes them towards you, holding each one with a separate finger. Time for me to search the hamlet. Yes, 5. What is this nightmarish trick you read my soul, Chaos? Pay close attention to what you will find. She rubs her pale hands, then starts to count down on her pale fingers. How many cabins are still standing? Are there any layers nearby? Any signs of vagabonds, soul-eating mold, broken walls? The more you learn, the better. I see you soon. You surely don't avoid hard conversations, do you? Most city folks feel hesitant when they meet pagans. She smirks, but the hand clenches around her dear buckle makes you alert. Are you that open to strangers, or did the United Church losing its grasp? I was never part of the United Church, as far as I can remember. I'm interested in who could take their place. Their guilds and artisans? The army? Wait, so as far... Wait. I am a pagan. What do you mean? The United Church stands strong, and so do its laws. Half the wind is still loyal to the Empress, even if she's not around. The units are matched by the new order of Seekers, but nothing is set in stone yet. Soon after the war, the army had to take over and never let go of its power. The maritime trade keeps the city alive. The merchants took the lead. Honestly, I don't bother with politics. To be honest, I do not care about politics. Her eyes turned from keen to angry, then again to tranquil, so her voice is taut. Are we done here? Why would she be angry? I just don't care about politics. Why would you be mean to me? Wait, do I have enough time to go down here? Cool. How much time do I have overall? 5 hours? Oh wait, I cannot. That's better. 2 hours to here, 1.5. Interesting, I cannot yet sleep. It must be late enough for me to sleep. Well, okay, fine. I'm still broke. I only want to sleep. I'm saving money to maybe get the city back up down there. Ooh, 3. Yes, please. Ugh. But at least I have 3 money. How much money do I have now? 11. Yes. Yes. Travel. Hey, you. First of all, I need to wash. Okay. Second of all, hey, innkeeper, do you have food? Meh. Then to the guards. Sure, the price is 11. Have your dragons, and there's no soul in the entire ruins. Let's get to it. That's a lot of money. She looks at the sun. Gives us 2 days to prepare for the raid. We will handle it with a small team. There's a different kind of confidence in her voice, and her stance is more like a leader's. Better stay away from the ruins until then, or you may get a random squirrel between your ears. Thank you. Oh, I cannot go there now. Okay. So this one was, I believe, is it even a quest? Ruined village here. Eh. Almost 10 years ago, this event came at the same time as a few others. Necromancers arrive at Pale of the North. Eudocia left Old Pegasus. People stopped using the road leading through the heart of the forest. Tyrus left his teachers and Howler's Dell. Oh, this is all connected? Interesting. Yeah, and here it is. And if it can ever be re-inhabited. So I hope that if they went there and kill everything that is like dangerous, that maybe some people would live there again. Let's see what is going on over here. The longer you follow the corridors of hills, the more daring the harpies get, observing you as they lower their flight. For now there's 5 of them. Their fluttering, bat-like wings let them hang in a spot, though loudly. The creatures are smaller than goblins, with ape-like features and talons that make you think of a parrot. Their fur is in shade of browns and greys. You could try to get through them, but you have to scare them off for good. Otherwise, you won't be able to ride back east uphill. Are we ready to face them? Sure, why not? You keep riding forward and unpack every piece of equipment that could be of use here. It'd be better to weaken the beasts before you clash with them. Why is grabbing my wand alone cost me 3? Sure, why not? You focus on channeling the direction of the pneuma, then push an invisible wave into one of the beasts mid-flight, making it crash into the rocks. Without so much as a gasp, it rolls down the hill. I take a swig with the axe and let the beast get closer. You find comfort in the rhythm dictated by your palfrey, but you will struggle to protect both of you, not to mention trying to push away the onslaught. You have to use your axe to scare away anything from reaching Apocalypse's eyes. I'm strong enough to stay on the offense. Or not. The beasts are too slow to dodge your strikes, but there's enough of them to surround you, sinking into your other arm. Once you cut through one of their necks, the other let you be, exchanging sad glances as they land next to their wounded allies. After not even half an hour, you hear the sound of the sea. Finally. Oh, I only have 1 more hour left? We need to return, so... The coast is a mixture of green and grey, with sand already covered by the water. The waves hit the land fiercely, but can't put an end to the screeching of seagulls. The sign of human presence are fading away. The grasses overgrow the path. The palisade and buildings are already collapsing. The lonely tree, still bearing signs of human pruning, is unkempt and wild. You see no smoke or lights. I keep Apocalypse close. There may be something hidden behind a rock. In the north, you find tall rocks sticking out of the land, like fingers of a buried troll. The southern brook hides even more grasses and scrubs, which end with yet another rock face. There are no obvious obstacles that would block you from entering the village, but there's also enough space to look around the wall. Why? Wait, what? More grasses and scrubs. I cross a brook? I don't know. Oh, Brücke. The area is surrounded by cliffs, like an antechamber in a palace. The meadow here is modest, but still lengthy enough for Apocalypse to enjoy it. You count the trees, stumps, and boards, then realize that this lay is but a dead shell of a lush corpse, a clearing left behind by the settlers. A single shrub is still alive, too weak to withstand the sun and winds all by itself. You think of the roots spreading beneath your boots, now dead and rotting. Ah, go out to the shore in the west. You found a necklace. The stones here are almost as huge as a building. Both on land and in the water, you can only guess how much space they occupy beneath their surface. You inspect the dead tree growing by the brook and find an old necklace amongst its roots. It's made from a leather strip, now covered in mold, a long cream-colored seashell, and a few thin round flakes, most likely made of sea monster tooth. You try to wash it, but to no avail. I shove it into a sack. Oh. I walk along the palisade near the southern building. You tell Apocalypse to drink from the brook and enter the narrow path. The building, which has a door leading outside of the palisade, is closed and its roof has collapsed. On the ground you find a wooden bowl, a mug, a spoon, and a fishing rod. All of them are rotten, broken, swollen by rains and hoarfrost. I return to my horse. I'm back from washing dishes. North? Oh. The farther north you go, the more the grass gets replaced by sand. You walk by dozens of rocks, many of which are much larger than you, or even 2 or 3 people standing on top of each other. The land reaching from this point to the distance. Steep cliff is desolate. One could bring here a treasure, bury it under any of those silent sentinels, and they never find it again. I return to the gate. I enter the hamlet. The roaring ocean overwhelms the whimper of soggy, broken beams. The huts would take a lot of work, but are not beyond restoration, especially the one in the center, whose simple roof has managed to protect its wall. By its open entrance, you spot a bucket of water, as well as a boot print. Anyone here? I don't want to hurt you, or come out before I find you first. After a few breaths, the tall and slim woman steps onto the threshold. A strung longbow is resting against her hip, and you spot the arrow quills sticking out from the quiver. She's standing sideways to you, ready to take a shooting stance. This, combined with her raised chin, gives her a proud, confident look. If she's a traveler, it's unusual that she carries no major scars, bruises, or wounds. She's tanned with flexed curly hair that is too short to reach her shoulders. It's disorderly and of uneven length, most likely cut with a dagger. Her upper lip is unusually large. A thief, most likely. A runaway slave? Maybe she's a big game huntress. I don't know, why would I guess? Her worn, baggy tunic has no sleeves and her legs are uncovered, showing how impeccable clean her skin is. She observes you keenly, but her sparkling, curious hazel eyes carry no anger. Map, map. I'm sorry to disturb your peace. Can we talk? I hope you're not looking for target practice. I didn't expect to find someone in these ruins. Keep that bow away. I'm not in the mood for bloodshed. I yield. Can we talk? She bites her lower lip and glances at Apocalypse. About what? You think I came here to find new neighbors? The people of Howlersdale want me to check on this place. It belongs to them. I am Chaos the Roadwarden. She clicks her tongue and looks away, observing the sand dancing in the wind. So, thee's a new one already. Pause. But he's nie much for you to find here. There are nie ever ghosts here. Well, the people of Howlersdale wants me to check on this place. It belongs to them. Nay, let's nie trollshit one another. What does Thais want? Coming from her mouth, the mayor's name is like a toothache. Why do you think it's her? Everyone else has given up on this place. Only she still brings it up. If your horse is here, someone helped you with the rocks, and nay farmer would come near without an order. She wanted me to take a look, see if there are any monsters here. Blood on all of it. She looks at the gate, lets out a huff, then straightens up and meets your eyes. She must know what you have seen. She points at you with the tip of a bow. Do nie tell I'm here, or better yet, do nie tell her this place is still standing. Oh, you are her daughter, the one slaughtered by goblins. Aye, that's my story, and I needed to stay this way. Astarion helped me. Ma, tears well up in her eyes and her brown cheeks blush. Her voice fills up with spite. Thais takes whatever fits in her talents. She was pushing me into marriage out of spite, to punish me. But I will nie be chained, nie be her, nie by others. I'm a master of the bow, the hunt, and spells of mine. I will come back as my own soul, as Egidia the archeress, nay a mayor's daughter, and she will have nay power over me. Okay, why do you want the villagers to stay away? She puts a hand on the tip of her bow and starts to stroke it with her fingers. I hope howlers will prosper, I do, but they already have more than they can eat. I will meet with the forest speakers after the first thaw and show them I can handle this place. I will be its guardian, live here with my friends, and near the mayor's eye. She steps closer to you. The corner of her eyes are turning red. I need it more than they need some fish. Why are the corner of her eyes are turning red? The druids don't control the village, Thais does. She controls what Ma neighbors let her control, and only because she's good at hiding from them what they do nie wants to see. But let her fail, she smiles. Let the others hear that their good old fishing spot has turned into ruins. Once I'm back, this moment of weakness may make just the difference. You assume a lot. You can't expect all your plans to succeed. I can and I do. Well, then you are quite as much as your mother already. I know these folks, traveler. You sound like the mayor right now. Only she is allowed to take risks. Only she can make mistakes. Only she can be brave. Well, she straightens up, grasping her bow firmly. I carry a brave soul. I'm ready to be wrong and to face consequences, if that's the only path to freedom. You say she's the only one that is allowed to do anything. Yet you are allowing yourself to take over this place. What do you have against Thais? She pulls the string of her bow. I'm near bard, words escape me, and ma pain shall die with me. But Elpis, a forest speaker, also knows the real mayor. She wants others to see her as strong at all costs. She swings the bow like a staff, right above the ground, as if to hit invisible legs. She punishes those who stand against her, and I did the worst crime of them all. She makes a dramatic pause. I doubted her. Okay, what is it for me? She chews on her lower lip and straightens up. A favor for a favor, she looks into your eyes. Keep Ma's secret, and one day I will help you back. In the wilderness, Ma's talents are of great value. She raises her bow slightly. One thus been able to stay alive all by herself for half a year. Okay, you don't have the right to hinder the well-being of the entire village. Well, the entire village has already well-being, so they've got everything they need. They harvest the muffin, the wild game, and they did protect me from Thais, but I do hate them for it, you see. She is cruel. What I take is what I deserve after their silence. Decided by you alone? She suddenly bites her lip. I mean, I can understand that you want to run away, okay? But maybe you shouldn't run away just to the next place next to your own village. You know? She suddenly bites her lip, revealing her white teeth, then points at you with her bow. I'm done with your mistrust. I do need your approval to know I'm right. Well, you could also just, delusion yourself into thinking you are right. I am ready to give you an answer. She observes you in silence, drawing short lines in the sand with her foot. Thighs deserve to know the truth. I will cover for you. I trust you will put the time you have to good use. I will cover for you, but only until spring. You can't take this place away from Howlersdale. Lie, you have nothing to worry about. I've got your back. I don't know what we are supposed to do with this girl. But I know that the 3 hours are over, so our stream is ending. So let's see who we can raid into. Oh, I only have Ella with Marathon or Lexi with Pokopia. What? No, it's only been 3 minutes. It's 3 hours, you just worked most of it. I will guess that you want to wait into Ella. No idea what we are doing with that woman. I do not really want... If her mother is really, bad to her, I do not want to, tell on her. On the other hand, it's yeah, well, you cannot just take this. This belongs to the city. Or the village. Curse the person that taught you to read a clock. You will not curse my mama. Okay? Mama Chaos is invincible against curses. Do you understand? Oh yeah, what we do this week. So, The plan can change depending how the phone call tomorrow works. But the basic is tomorrow is Dragon Age 2, then on Wednesday is Return to Ash, Thursday is Moonstone Island, and on Friday we do the third Rusty Lake game. Or rather, we finish the second one and then start the third. But depending how the phone call tomorrow is, it might change, so I will tell you on Discord. Thank you for coming by, thank you for lurking, thank you for chatting, have a good night or good evening, and bye bye.